Welcome to today's video. Today we're doing face of the month. I haven't done face of the month in 2 months, so this is July and August, for reasons that are well known to you if you've been here before, and I kind of don't want to talk about it because not everybody wants to hear it, and I just, I want to show a little bit of myself, but also not make people crazy. So, face of the month. Over the last 2 months I haven't bought very much for the same reason I just mentioned, and there wasn't a lot coming out. So we're going to start with foundation, and I tried the Hourglass foundation and I found that the color was far too dark and far too yellow, orangey for me. So I went to Sephora and got a sample of another color. While doing that, I came to the conclusion, again, that the shade ranges for Hourglass foundations leave a lot to be desired. And the shade that I chose, I think, is a little too light for me, but the next shade after this is quite a jump. Too dark and super yellow. So I got shade 3. And we're going to give it another try because I have seen several people say they love it, and I found that I couldn't really review it properly because I was so incredibly distracted by the color. I will post my 3-day wear test here. Now I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, way too light. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it anyway. Yeah. Way too light. So they need to do shades that are not super warm. I doubt very much that they'll see this video, but golly, this might work on me in the winter, and I probably have quite a bit on my face. It's hard to tell because it's not coming from a pump, but that's okay. We'll go with the Beauty Blender and help this out. The only other product I have in foundation that I tried, that unless I'm missing something, is the Merit. But the Merit, I find, and I said this in the review, which I'll put right up here, that it's actually more work than a foundation because you're just putting it on strategically, and then you really have to work quite hard on the blend, because if it's not an ideal, perfect match for your skin, or if you're like me and you have redness, you don't want it to look like, oh, well, here's some foundation here and the rest of your face is weird looking. Let's just pounce the Beauty Blender. So I decided to try this one again. Already did my sunscreen and my skincare, and sometimes people ask me, by the way, how I prep my skin. I will put my morning program right here. That video is almost a year old, but not much has changed. A couple of things have changed. And if you want to see an updated skincare, AM skincare video, let me know, because they don't really perform that well, so I don't do them very often. So this shade kind of works with my neck, I think. I mean, my chest, it has a lot of color because it's tough. It's tough to get a sunscreen on your chest that will stay there. And the minute you put on your seatbelt, it kind of rubs everything off. The shade, I think, could work for me in the winter. And you know what? Once we get it bronzed up, it's not going to look so bad. But in my blending, I kind of blended it off my cheeks where I have a lot of redness, so we're just going to add, and the nose where I also have a lot of redness. It looks very pretty on the skin. I did say that in my initial video. And face of the month, you guys, is kind of like a favorites video, but I can't commit to calling anything a favorite. I have commitment problems, and I got some under my eyes, and it works, looks nice under the eyes. Okay, speaking of under the eyes, the only concealer that I tried was from Huda, and while I was at Sephora yesterday, I thought, let's give the Huda another try because I have seen people say it's remarkable, but it was far too light, although I don't remember the shade that I got. It probably worked with this foundation. there again was quite a jump from the color that I got to the next color. So she has very light colors. If you have very light skin, you're probably going to find something that works from Huda. And then it jumps to medium. It was more like my skin tone, where I want a little bit lighter under my eyes, but not a ton lighter, for reasons I will explain in another video. So I think I'm just going to do the Dior instead. And I'm going to do the eyes as well to kind of help us out with the eyeshadow that we'll be putting on momentarily. Hi, baby. So, we'll update on Grace for those of you who are interested. I won't talk about her too much again, because, you know, some people don't want that kind of information, and I totally get it. No judgment at all. I'm here to please. Well, kind of. Having some potty training issues. Potty training an adult dog is very difficult. First of all, they don't go to the bathroom as often as puppies, so it's not like you're just watching a puppy and when you see them kind of spin around and you know they're getting ready to go to the bathroom, you can pick up a 4-pound puppy and bring them outside. Picking up a 25-pound dog is a different story, and for the first couple of weeks I was picking her up for everything because she didn't know how to go upstairs or downstairs either. And there's a lot of stairs here. So when you walk in, I'm going to put my Bi-Terry powder on the lids. So when you walk in, you're at the living room level. If you go to the left, there's the living room. If you look straight in front of you, there's 4 steps up and then a small landing. That's the kitchen and the dining. And then you walk through that and you go up 4 or 5 stairs, and that's this room, and then the backyard. And then off of that landing, if you just keep on going straight, it's the bedroom upstairs. So you really need a dog who knows how to do stairs, and it took a while to get her. It took about 3 or 4 days before she went upstairs. I'm like, great. I thought, well, that doesn't matter because I can't get her to go downstairs, and that took quite a while. That was more difficult. Going upstairs, it happened when I put chicken on each tread. Suddenly, upstairs wasn't a big deal. So now that she knows how to go up and down, it's just a matter of, you know, rewarding her every time that she goes to the bathroom, and she has had some accidents. But it's just difficult. It's just difficult. So we're having a little bit of a time of it, and a couple of times I put her in the crate when I needed to leave. She's peed in the crate. And yeah, adult dogs, very, very different. Now I want to just pull you in right here so you can see how this foundation looks on the skin. I think it looks beautiful on the skin. It doesn't look like makeup to me. Look right around the cheeks. Just 100% looks beautiful. No question at all. Now for eyeshadows, I bought several eyeshadows. I believe I got I got a Dior limited edition with the pumpkin and the khaki, which is beautiful. I also got the ABH palette kind of late, and I really like that palette as well. But the winner for me has to be the Cougar. I've only worn it once, the one time that I did the video, and I will link that video right up here. But I had been wanting to try this shade as a one and done. I just want to see what happens. And I think the perfect brush is this Westman Atelier brush because it just fits on my lid very nicely. And I've been dying to see how this works by itself. It's hot. It's like 2 hours earlier than I usually shoot. And we are about to get that 105 temperature weather, and I don't have air conditioning, so the next week I'm going to be kind of unhappy for me. While everyone else is thinking fall, and Starbucks apparently came out today with their pumpkin spice latte and whatever else their fall drinks are. We're about to be hit with it. See the difference between this eye and this eye? It's not a lot, but it's enough to make me look like I'm not all hood. And this might be really pretty for a very no makeup look, but it does the job. I am going to go in with the brown color, taking a Hakuhodo, which I cannot read because the numbers came off, but it's a beautiful small little brush. Check down below because I do have the Hakuhodos listed. I have a couple, and it'll give you something to start with. So this is the shape, and then look up the numbers that I gave you and you'll figure out which number this one is. So just a little definition by the eye, lash, line, hello, words. Wow, I'm gonna have to turn on the fan in a second. All right, now for bronzer, I'm going to go in with the color Clay from Merit Beauty. I love this shade because it's just not too warm. I'm going to go directly to the bullet, for lack of a better word, and make sure it's even and see how that works. And this will of course help with the color of the foundation. I really like this because it's not punchy, it's not too much. That sheer nature works for me, and especially I imagine in the winter, because while I don't like to go for tan look in the winter, sometimes you might have a foundation that is full coverage and you feel like a little bit dead, you need to warm up the face, give it a little bit of shape. I think this will work very well because it's not going to be too high. I have a tan. Please ignore me if my verbiage is not too good right now. I'm just distracted because I'm watching her. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Because usually she'll get in the crate while I'm shooting, but she's not. And I think it's because, hi baby, she didn't even see me. Okay, isn't this much better? This now looks like a color that works for me. The number 3 from Hourglass and Clay. So, good. Now, blush, there was only one blush that I got. You know how we go through stages where it's blush after blush after blush? Tons of blushes or tons of foundations. I don't think we've had a blush run in a little while. So the only thing I got was the YSL, which is a cheek and lip product, and I love it. I really do. There's only 3 or 4 colors though, so I'd love to see them expand that line. And the color that I have is very fall, and I'm not sure what I want to do with lips, because lips, that's what has been happening for the last 2 months. We have the M Cosmetics, we have the Chanel's. Every single color that I bought is a winner. 100%. There's not a dud. I will return something if it doesn't work for me for any reason, and I kept all of them. The Lisa Eldridge, so many beautiful colors. Case in point, I did return several of the Lucents. The Lucents are very comfortable formulas. They're really pretty, but for me, a Lucent is a little bit better with more subtle colors, and this is just for me. When you bring in the coral and you bring in the pink and you bring in all these colors that she did, I prefer something opaque because I'm not afraid of color. I want that punch of color. I want that other formula. So the Lucents, I returned most of them. I think I kept 1, but like I said, the 2 that I really love are the New Wave, which is that bluish color, and the other one, which name I cannot remember. So let me get those out. This is New Wave, and this one is Strawberry Shock, and I love these. Unfortunately, my Strawberry Shock did break. It was a little wobbly when I did my second video, and it did break, and I think the time has passed for me to ask for a replacement, and I was just, going through something, and it wasn't something on the top of my brain at the time. And I think I want to do the Strawberry Shock. That will determine what my blush is going to be. Boom. I love it. It's just happy. You know what, I just wonder if the New Wave would be better because I'm wearing blue. You know what, I am going to do the New Wave. Yes, this is the right color. So now that I have this on, I think I can go on with YSL for blush. I feel like I already have cheek color. It's called my own. I'm just going to put a little bit right here. And kind of do it a little bit high, like a little C kind of thing. Blends very quickly with the Beauty Blender. They need to do more shades. A little bit of a fall look. I think this look actually also very spring, and we're getting there. All right, let me just do my mascara and my eyeliner and my brows, and we'll be right back. All right, you guys, this is just about it. I was thinking I might go in with that gray and help give myself a little bit more of a bigger eye, but you know what? I don't think I'm going to. I really, really love this palette. I love this palette. This is like the perfect palette for me. I feel that if I needed to go away for 3 weeks and needed to have a concise makeup bag, this is one of the things that will go with me. This lip color, New Wave from Lisa Eldridge, I love it. And of course it's going very, very nicely with this YSL product, so perfect. The bronzer, I think this is going to be wonderful for me in the winter time where I, you know, might be wearing something a little more full coverage and just need to get some dimension back without going for a tan look. It's sheer and I just think it's undetectable, so that is a really, really good tool for me, and that is a win. Foundation. I think this color will work for me in the winter time. Again, I'm going to pull you closer. The skin looks super, super pretty, and I don't think it looks like makeup. I do feel that the concealer I used is not quite light enough, maybe, but that's going to wrap up today's video, you guys. So the next couple of videos, I will be suffering through some intense heat, and bear with me. I will be back to my normal self soon, I can tell, and every time I sit down I think, okay, I'm going to be able to swing this and be myself again, and I just find like my brain is not really hiccuping, a little bit of hiccuping, but I'm watching her, and you didn't see this, but when I went on to finish everything else, I heard this crash, and there's a baby gate, you know, to get upstairs that she knocked down, and there's just stuff that I'm trying to keep an eye on while I'm doing this. But I promise you I will be back to my normal self soon. And that's going to wrap up today's video, you guys. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I really appreciate it. And I hope it was helpful to you, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe and smart, and wishing you good health. Lucy! Let's go! Let's go! What? Let's go! Let's go! Ow.